What's going on YouTube? This is DreThePlug coming at you guys with some more technical heat, and in this video specifically I'm gonna show you guys how to use a 7-segment display. It's basically like actual shot clock, any type of like digital type of display you've ever seen. I'm pretty much show you guys how this works and basically the science behind the scenes of it. Most people just think that when you see this, oh, it just shows numbers, you know, they probably like code it in such a way to where like you could just put in 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and then it'll just spit out the number, but in reality that's not the case. All right, y'all, so definitely add this to your code if you want to use it. If you want to use the 7-segment display, just go ahead and copy and paste the entire code. I'm going to put it down in the description below like I do for all of my video, all of my different components. I always put the entire code down in the description below so you guys could just copy and paste it. Okay, y'all, so jumping into the code, let's get into it. So for our 7-segment display, like I mentioned up in the previous video, you see how each letter, it actually connects to a specific pin and it actually turns on the light for each individual one. So that's how the numbers actually show on like a shot clock. It's not necessarily that you code the actual number, it's actually each LED is actually been turned on or off. So jumping into the first one, we got const int a equals 7, right? So the 7 pin on the Arduino will be connected to A. The next one will end up being my B as in 6. If you want to actually look at the construction work of the whole entire thing, look at the previous video that I just made. I pretty much came up with a way to show you guys how to construct it from start to finish. If you just want to actually see whether or not your segment or 7-segment display actually works, or just see if every single port or every single light on it is working properly. So definitely check out that video. But yeah, so jumping back into it, we have a B equal to 6, we have C equal to 5, then we have D equal to 11, E equal to 10, F equal to 8, G equal to 9, and then we have DP equal to 4. So ultimately, I'm just basically putting my actual pins that's on my Arduino, and I'm pretty much giving them a assigned light to actually turn on and off. Overall, that's pretty much what's going on right now. I pretty much just picked which one I want to use. Could I have put these numbers in different orders and then it would have switched the whole entire pin process for the Arduino? Yeah, I could have did that. I could have had DP be 7, so my 7 pin from my Arduino would have connected to the DP, would have turned on to the DP. Then I have my void set up. So basically, as you guys can see, same thing. What it basically says, loop over this pin from 4 to 11 and then set up all to output. So that's basically what's going to go on. So I'm gonna go into my for loop, right? This is my for loop. I really want to just break this down real carefully. So it's going to be 3 things inside of this majority of the time, right? You have your first one, the semicolon is really what's separating the whole entire thing. So jumping into it, you have this pin equal to 4, then you have this pin equal less than or equal to 11. That basically means from 10 and then 4 is basically going to go inside of a range right then and there. Then I have this pin plus plus. The plus plus basically just lets you know it's going to increase by 1. The increments is going to increase by 1. If I wanted it to go the opposite way, I would have put negative sign and then it would have decreased by 1. So basically it would have just went inside of a different order ultimately. So it's always going to be 3 things: your first range, your furthest range that you want it to go, and then the actual increments. That's your for loop for the whole entire thing. So what this is going to do is basically allow you to go to different numbers one by one, going up. So next we have our pin mode. Our pin mode, that's what's going to give our Arduino that juice for exactly what we're going to do, and it's going to output electricity. Going next, we go to our void loop, and it's pretty much assign all the different things that we wanted to do. So ultimately, we want our display to have 1, we want it to have 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 8. That's what we wanted to do, and in between it, we wanted to stop and change all at the same exact time. Every time it goes to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, we want it to be consistent on how quickly it switches. So we just put the delay time as 1000 milliseconds. So then going down from there, we actually have the same thing. We have our void, then we have the same thing that's going up to the top, letting us know this is what we want the delay to be for when we switch. And basically this is when we actually start making each individual light turn on for what we want to actually happen. So we have digital right C high, which basically means that C is going to turn on. Then you have digital right B, which is going to be high again, which means it's going to turn on. So instantly, you know, high basically means turn on. So B and C is going to turn on, and that automatically lets you know that this is going to be number one. That's going to be the first one that's going to be shown, number one, because B and C will be turned on in coding language because it says high right next to it. Then going right down, we have our for loop again. We have int, we have j equal to 7, which is where we're going to start, and then we have it either less than or equal to 11. So that's our range between 7 and 11. And then we have j++, which is just letting you know you're going to increase by 1, going all over it again. Then we have j low, basically saying that j is going to be turned off. So then going into our next one, as you guys just seen, that's pretty much how to actually get 1 on the actual 7 segment display. So then jumping into our second one, we have the same thing. We have digital 2 because we wanted to have the same type of delay. Going into it, we have digital right B high, so that's going to be this one. This one's going to be high. Then the next one we have A high, same exact thing as you guys can see. And then right here we have our same thing, our for loop, basically letting us know, letting us get that range. And then we go again, we want J to be high, we want DP to be low, and then we want C to be low, and then we want F to be low because we don't want those specifically to turn on. So then that's pretty much the same thing that goes on all the way through. The same thing just keeps on going all the way until you actually form up each individual number, and then you have your delay. So that's pretty much the whole entire code for you guys to actually understand how to actually get a number system to increase from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty much how I was shown in the previous video. So that's basically it. The main thing you really need to understand is just the for loop, which is basically the range. But I mean, it makes perfect sense. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the whole entire digital actual shot clock type of numbering system for if you want to code this and put it onto your project. The pins is pretty much straightforward. You have your actual loop for your range, which is straightforward because you know it's 4 and 11. You know, we inside of here we only have 4 and 11, so it'll be in between that for what you will actually be using and increasing your power, your delays, and then lastly, just exactly how you want to actually create each individual number. I mean, if you wanted to, you could actually make letters, make A, B, and then C. You would just have to go in and actually turn on the specific type of lights that you want and then put it in the same exact delay. All right, y'all, so definitely add this to your code if you want to use it. If you want to use the 7 segment display, just go ahead and copy and paste the entire code. I'm going to put it down in the description below like I do for all of my video, all of my different components. I always put the entire code down in the description below so you guys could just copy and paste it. And that concludes this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It really do help the channel. Definitely go check out my Instagram, DreThePlug123. And then go also check out my other YouTube channel. I'll have a link down below. This was the channel I started a little while ago. It's basically about barbering and basically giving your own self a fresh cut and looking nice when you step out the house. So definitely check out that channel. I do all types of different haircuts. And be looking forward for the next video that drops. And I'm out.